Arnold.
Joe, I am rolling.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1765. Excuse me. April 24th, 2026. 84 degrees, the record high on this day. That was in 1962. 24 degrees on this day in 1875. Ice outs. Minnetonka went out on this day in 1899, 1924, 1996, and 2014. A white bear went out on this day in 1996. Call Josh Arnold for a free 48-minute consultation at 952-925-5608.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
Can you pan the camera to be... Rook, get out of the way. Can you pan the camera to behind... See the names of cities on the board?
Yep.
We're going to be adding to those. These are the cities or towns in Minnesota that currently have decided to fly the real Minnesota flag instead of the Somali flag. Spring Lake Park, Brownsville, Spring Grove. These are verified, by the way, by Gabe. Wabasha, Uppsala, North Branch, Champlin, Byron, Caledonia, St. Francis, Baldwin, Wadena, Inver Grove, Elk River, Monaga, Pine Island, Zumbrota, Osakis, Cross Lake, Ham Lake, Columbus, Babbitt, and Plainview. And Billy Aikens. Billy Aikens.
Is that 26? I think I got 26.
Okay.
Billy Stein?
Stein texted me. They're flying it. I can't remember what he said. They're flying it either from City Hall or the government building up in Aiken. You can add Aiken to the list. Yes? Is there anything I can do for you?
No.
All right.
How we doing? How's that look? Oh, there we go. Hi.
What was I going to tell you?
Joe, how's that view? Is that view okay?
Of what?
Huh? Are we doing the show today?
You know, for a big time podcast, we have absolutely the worst lighting and cameras available on the market.
Do I look like I'm in a
These
closet?
look like cameras and lighting that I bought at a flea market in Battle Lake 10 years ago
Actually, that's where they got them.
from a homeless, toothless guy drunk on red wine,
Muscatel?
smoking Kents.
Yesterday I asked for anyone from Minneapolis who could tell me, just name one person whose life has improved because Ilhan Omar is a congresswoman. And someone named the alpaca wrote in. And he said, I think I came up with how Omar has helped her constituents. She is giving an ongoing lesson in how much contempt and disregard the Minnesota voting public will endure. Consider me the alpaca.
Okay, the alpaca.
The alpaca.
He's got that right. He and or she has that right.
Here is your latest Ilhan Omar report
Well,
on Garage Logic.
As long as you sprung that on me, I have an Ilhan Omar report. And this is our friend Bill Glahn at the Center of the American Experiment, referring to the fraud committee that met this week. They had extended an invitation to Omar. She did not attend. The fraud committee suspects that Omar has involvement in the Feeding Our Future scheme.
Tough to argue with that. Somewhere down the line, there's got to be a connection.
The Washington Examiner reports at a Minnesota House fraud hearing, members of the GOP-led House Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight Policy Committee, the name of your committee's too long. Just cut to the chase.
Shorten it up.
pointed to Omar's sponsorship of a bill that drastically relaxed eligibility requirements for food distribution to be able to receive reimbursement through meal delivery programs. That was her Meals Act, one of the very first things she did when she arrived in Washington in 2019. The bill made it to visibility in 2020. Now, the Washington Examiner is calling it the Maintaining Essential Access to Lunch for Students Act, which granted waivers allowing non-school-based distributors to participate in the program and claim compensation for the cost of meals supposedly served. Ooh. Is there anyone serious enough in this state, judicially or journalistically, that wants to follow this and get to the bottom of it?
They tried. Kristen Robbins was on record yesterday. We played the audio. They tried to get her in. She just refuses to talk about it. And I said this yesterday, that's an admission of guilt.
During the hearing,
allegedly,
the committee played a video shot by Omar herself at the Safari restaurant in South Minneapolis in 2020. Thanks to Omar's Meals Act, Safari became Minnesota's largest non-school-based food distributor under her waiver, taking in more than $12 million in fiscal year 2021 and 2022. Safari's owner, Salim Saeed, is now a convicted felon for stealing from her meals program. Two of Saeed's business partners donated to Omar's congressional re-election campaign. In the 2-minute video, Omar speaks in Somali with English subtitles. Representative Omar declined a request to appear in person in front of the committee the other day. Democrat Ilhan Omar wasn't just involved with the Feeding Our Future fraudsters at Samari restaurant. She was the root of it. Here is a video of her promoting her bill, the Meals Act, on Somali TV, which lowered the guardrails for food assistance, opening the door to fraud. And Bill Glahn, go to the Center of the American Experiment today, GLers, and you can pick up Bill Glahn's links.
Or just go to the Krabby Coffee Shop.
Go to the
Wednesday.
Krabby Coffee Shop.
We played the video, and I did the voiceover of Ilhan speaking about that restaurant while they rolled B-roll of her loading shit into the back of a car.
That's fantastic. You got that on the air on Krabby. That's wonderful. Yeah. Bill Glahn's, you have anything about Bill Glahn's full testimony on the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme? He appeared with Kristen. So, folks, was it Bread and Circuses? Yeah. As an old Roman poet came up with that one? Yeah.
Old Romans.
They didn't invent Rome in a day, but they did burn it. That's the only one I remember. You got to give us that quote, that Bread and Circuses quote.
I don't have it at the ready.
Gabe does.
That is the quote. I will look it up in Latin for you.
When things are going in the bleeper, you just offer them bread and circuses.
It is by Roman poet Juvenal, and in Latin it is penem et circumcisus.
And then the updated version of that is
1984.
Yeah, football, beer, and gambling.
Give them football, beer, and gambling, and you got the masses eating out of your hand.
Yep.
I was in Pittsburgh last night for the draft. And then I flew back.
I saw you booing Roger.
I had said this
to Joe.
I said this to Johnny earlier that we were just BSing before you guys walked in about how that clearly 500,000 people to watch guys.
Stop right there. There's not the Pittsburgh population's not 500,000 people. So are you offering hyperbole?
They flew in like you, Joe.
Well, that makes. Well, Chris, I'm sorry, but there's not 500,000 people in Pittsburgh.
Okay, sorry. 100,016.38.
Okay.
Well, what?
There's only 115,000.
The fact that there were that many people willing to just stand outside, just look at a stage to watch. And I love the draft, and I
I've
love
never
football.
followed a draft in my life,
But
and
the
never
fact,
will.
the
It's
fact
pretty
that
good
that
now.
many people were willing to just stand outside to watch a name be called, so they could post on.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
320,000.
320,000 is the exact number.
I'm
Mother of God.
effing
in
told you.
person.
No, you said 500,000, and I wanted to be Mr. FYI for a change.
Well, you get a bit of
Joe.
Roger Goodell.
Guys, stop fighting for a second, because this is hilarious. The crowd surpassed the previous record of 275,000.
Mother of God in heaven. What is wrong with people?
We are doomed.
You've
We're
got
doomed,
to
I
be
tell you.
kidding me.
Oh, songs of the doomed.
What are you looking at, Chris? Chris, don't do your pouting
I'm
act.
not pouting. I've been trying to contribute, and I get talked over every 8 seconds. So I'm done. Just go ahead, do it.
People in my home watch the draft to find out what the fellows are wearing.
Wait a minute. Every time we get talked over on this show, we can get mad.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I was trying
talk
to
to you
add to the
assholes.
conversation, but
Yeah.
I
again,
walked in the park one
go
day and
ahead.
I went across the squirrel.
Carry on. I'll be over here.
I would
Looking
like.
at her S cameras that Kenny pointed out.
They are bad. They are bad. Hi, Joe. How you
May
doing?
may I
Please
say
do,
something?
guys. Please.
I would like to discuss food insecurity.
I don't have it, but what do you need?
I know you don't. You are our food expert.
Okay, I'll take that.
Can I, before you start, let me give a definition, because this is so surreal.
Man, it's tough to get something going here, but go
The
ahead.
food insecurity thing is so surreal. Defined as a household level economic and social condition referring to limited or uncertain access to adequate nutritious food due to insufficient money or resources.
Or intelligence. I wish to discuss food insecurity because I think there's a link between the concept of food insecurity and the fraud. And I will explain it this way, and I would hope to do so without significant interruption.
Describe significant.
There's the first one right there.
Okay.
Because I'm going to link it to some deeper thoughts. And I'm basing this on an NPR story that intrigued me today. Believe it or not, GLers, among the many sites I go to every day is NPR. They often have interesting news stories. This is an NPR news story today that says, as 2 in 5 college students experience food insecurity, more of them rely on food pantries. Well, let me just stop right at the headline. If there is a food pantry available, you don't have food insecurity. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you can go on, this is Reaver's alma mater. And we learn of a woman named Morgan Stike, 24. She's a senior at Minnesota State University, Mankato. And we are introduced to the young lady looking through boxes of apples and cantaloupes and carrots and potatoes and loading up her shopping cart with fresh produce at a free farmer's market held on campus. Well, that's a charitable thing to do, isn't it? Well, then, right again, I'm one paragraph in, and I would wish to tell Morgan Stike, well, apparently you don't have food insecurity. As a full-time student with a 7-year-old son at home, that means she had a child at 17, right? 7 and 7 is right. As a full-time student with a 7-year-old son at home and with grocery prices continuing to rise, Stike said she must increasingly rely on the university-run campus food pantry and this free farmer's market to help stock up her fridge and put food on her family. And she talks about how she likes to take the vegetables and freeze them and have food ready to go. That's understandable. I don't have a big budget for my groceries, she said, and I have my son, so I think it's good for him to eat a bunch of healthy stuff. So do I. And it's hard on a tight budget, you know. She's soon to be a graduating senior. She takes home the potatoes and the sweet potatoes and cabbage and other produce in a couple of tote bags. The food is supplied through I'm getting to my heavy thoughts. Just bear with me. I'm sorry I find this interesting. Actually, I'm not, because it's very important. Mankato's Maverick Food Pantry is in partnership with Second Harvest Heartland. Great. They've been doing this for 2 decades. That's a good time frame for the failed academy. And we're introduced now to someone named Crystal Watts, Assistant Director of the university's Community Engagement Office. And she said about 400 to 600 kids take advantage of the farmers market each time it's offered. And here's a quote from Crystal Watts. "Students are humans first." Okay, I would have known that. "They're adults, yes, but they're also stepping into situations they've been in for the first time." I can guess at what she means by that. Attempting to be responsible for themselves, maybe? If your communities are starting to see an uptick, could you foghorn that, please? Uptick. If your communities are starting to see an uptick in basic needs and access to food, then it's likely reflected on college campuses as well. While many students work part-time jobs while in school, they may have, now this is the part that got me thinking. While many students work part-time jobs while in school, they may have an unexpected medical bill, expensive car repairs, or they may face rent increases that can create financial instability. Those stresses can lead them to cut back on nutritious foods and to skip meals altogether, and that can lead them to miss classes and affect their ability to study, hurting their grades while causing mental health challenges. The combined stresses with food insecurity at the center of them can make it even more difficult for many students to finish their degrees. I think due in large part, if not exclusively, to the failed academy, what's being systematically erased from the American experience is the expectation of being personally responsible for your well-being. They note, what if you have a car repair? What if you have a medical appointment? What if your rent goes up? The expectation of personal responsibility is almost becoming demonized. And were it not for the enlightened among us to point out the unfairness of the expectations of personal responsibility, you'd have to face more and more of it. You'd have to face more and more personal responsibility. But here in the failed academy, we've created offices and job titles, and we hire people to dream up ways
20 different programs
to dream up ways that we should have empathy for your personal problems, and starting with food and going to rent and cars and medical and buying clothing and buying your books and getting your degree. What then is left in the American experience for the individual to accomplish? Now, granted, I'm painting this with a broad brush, and many students, of course, are responsible for the things they should be responsible for, but the failed academy is so quick to step in that the expectation of personal responsibility can be lost sight of by a human in this country. Mm-hmm. The entitlement mentality continues to grow and grow and grow. And we get into this story where we're going to blame Congress because they've limited some exemptions for certain groups of SNAP recipients. Well, I don't know. Kenny just interviewed a millionaire who was trying to tell us, I'm getting SNAP benefits. I don't deserve them, but I'm getting them. And he couldn't convince them that he shouldn't be getting them. And then this has led to a significant increase in the number of kids on college campuses visiting food pantries. Again, zeroing in on Mankato. The increase in our weekly users was the highest it's ever been, said Megan Hutmaker, coordinator of the Maverick Food Pantry. Grocery costs are rising. Everything's really more expensive. If a student is out here on their own having to pay for school and all of the expenses it costs to live is definitely one of those things where we want to be able to help and support them through the food pantry. Again, I am not suggesting that these young people should go hungry. I'm talking about the larger dynamic that oversees all of this, and that's a mentality of willingness to excuse any expectations of personal responsibility. Since opening its doors in 2020, the Maverick, that was during COVID, the Maverick Food Pantry now helps up to 800 students a week. Okay. Hunger affects everyone. Her name is H-E-U-T, Hutmaker. How can we make sure that we're here standing to continue that support as we move into the future? And then we get other colleges noticing the trend, and invariably what they're citing is the rise in food prices. That's certainly true. Food prices are rising. But when people face personal responsibility, I guess they make adjustments in their life. I asked Kenny the other day. He said he spent almost $90 putting diesel in his truck. And that was what, $20 more than usually, Kenny?
It was $4.99 a gallon.
And I said, well, does that mean that's $20 in your life that won't get spent on something else? And I believe you said yes.
Yeah, I put gasoline in the truck and then 15 gallons of diesel for at home. And it came to, I believe, almost $170.
Which means in Kenny's case, or in anybody's case listening, they would make adjustments in their life. And that's something in Kenny's life that's not going to be acquired for $20. But he's not expecting someone to come along and buy his fuel. The University of Minnesota is now seeking to broaden access to its nutritious U food pantry. Okay, why don't you get Ilhan in there as an advisor? Maybe she can help you how to run this deal, help you learn how to do it. Similar partnerships are expected to launch between, and see, food, I'll make that link to the fraud. Food is so visceral and obviously so necessary to life that once you get a legislature full of socialist Marxists, they're hardly going to turn their backs on food.
You can't turn your back on food.
So when you bring food into the equation, the tough questions stop getting asked. Oh, it's food. Well, we can't have Johnny going hungry. No, we can't. But you didn't feed a soul during this whole food fraud scam. You never fed a soul. Maybe 5 kids got fed. So don't give me that BS that it was done out of your empathy and your enlightened virtue for how people should be able to eat. And if only you were available to help them. It was all BS, complete BS, but hung on the hook of food, which is hard to question. I don't think the fraudsters could have gotten away with I don't think they could have even gotten away with a fraud program where they wanted to purchase everybody a bicycle. As agreeable as that would be to Mysterians, I think a foot would have been put down somewhere along the line.
No, whoever raised their hand.
No foot was put down during food distribution.
Right.
None.
They figured it out right away.
Because it's food, and we can't be seen as people who would take the spoon out of a child's mouth. It was all fraud. And now we're seeing a 62% increase at Boynton Health at the U of M. What is this now? Oh, a 62% from the fall of 24 increase to the food pantries at Boynton Health at the U of M. Well, you know, the bleep flows downhill. If you start, if a kid is sharp and is bent on eating nutritious meals, the kid's going to say, I don't think I'm going to Kowalski's.
Well,
I'll just go over there with my tote bag and load up on carrots and potatoes.
I was just sent a text.
Jesus.
They had a free food area at Dakota County Technical College where somebody played baseball. What college kid isn't going to grab some free food as they're walking by? Doesn't mean they're relying on it, but how could they determine that they need that?
There really isn't much help for this. You got to buy your new truck on your own.
Where?
Because you're Rosedale Chef.
Got it.
Because you're a responsible person. You got to get to the job and need a work-ready truck. Rosedale Chevrolet 35W and County Road C is your commercial and business elite dealer. They've been helping business guys get out of there in their trucks and gals for 75 years. Large selection of work-ready inventory in stock now. 1500s, half tons, 3500s, 2500s. Are you kidding me? They have everything ready to go now. Versatile low cab, forward, medium duties with box upfit. You can go from 12 feet up to 20 feet, whatever you need for your job. Express cutaway and express cargo vans are in stock. Rosedale Chev is a dedicated commercial truck sales department. It's kind of satisfying to go where they know their truck business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the people that shop with them know their trucks. Thank you, Rosedale Chevrolet. You're at County Road C and 35W in Rosedale.
Flashlight, check. Tool belt, check. Attitude, check. He's going in. Joe Souchere.
Like Such was just saying, it's one thing to pay $3.50-4 for a gallon of gas on our daily drivers, but boy, diesel at $5 per gallon is crippling if you're an independent operator running a rig or a guy with a fleet of semis or even a crop farmer with tractors and equipment and you don't buy your fuel in bulk. Oh boy, I really hope you're dumping seafoam into those cylinders. Now more than ever, it's important to make sure those cylinders are running at the top of their game. That includes regular maintenance all the time and occasional shots of Seafoam. And that's going to bring you the best performance for your dollar, for your engine to run its best. It's a simple concept. The fuel needs to be sprayed precisely through injectors into the combustion chambers. We call them cylinders. And adding Seafoam to motor treatment to your fuel tank, that's an easy way to clean your fuel system and keep it clean. When you use it regularly, it's going to help that engine start easier. That's nice. It's going to help it run smoother and last longer. For cleaning now, if you haven't done it in a long time, use at least 2 ounces of Seafoam per gallon of fuel. And it's safe to use in any gas or diesel-fueled blend. And it's available all over everywhere. That's the great thing about Seafoam, a wonderful product in a very expensive bad gas world. Seafoam.
Let me link this food insecurity soliloquy to the mystery. In order to bring about a universal dependency on the state, you have to disabuse people of the notion of their own freedom. I'll repeat that because I just wrote it down. I didn't know it was going to be this good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you to repeat it, but go ahead.
In order to bring about a universal dependency on the state, you have to disabuse people of the idea that paramount in their life should be their freedom and personal responsibility. You have to be able to make them believe, and there's a variety of ways that's being done, that whatever they experience in life is not fair. It's not fair that corporations exist because those are evil white people who make money. Never mind that they also pay the taxes and keep cities running and employ
most have
people.
Foundations that give to the.
In order to bring about a universal dependency on the state, you got to start them young, and you have to disabuse them of the idea that the world is their oyster, that they can do and achieve anything they want. They're almost advocating the opposite of that in the failed academy. You cannot achieve anything. There are too many roadblocks in your way.
Unless we help you.
Unless we come up with things for you. So that's where I am. And that I know that's a long way from reading about a food shelf in Mankato, but when they threw in the other things, the light bulb went off. And the statement that these kids are experiencing things they've never experienced before. Well, so what? That's why they're there. Yes, Kenny.
It's really interesting. I think you hit on something, and you didn't even know it.
Probably.
You blindly walked into something, stupidly walked into something brilliant.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just trying to turn that around on you. No, I actually think this is an extension of making, in the case that we've been talking about for years and years, making black kids less than.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what the government is doing.
They're making
To all of
everybody
us.
less than.
Yeah.
And black children in this country experience it horribly. Horribly. They're so horribly treated by public education in this country. It's a sin. And these are brought to you by leftists who say, no, we're doing you. Black parents, do not let anyone do your kid a favor, especially in a school. Do not let them do you a favor.
Now, how does that relate to, because in my mind it did, I'll let you explain it, how does that relate to food insecurity? There's a link there.
Even your most basic needs should be accommodated by someone other than you. You are not capable of feeding yourself.
There you go.
You are not capable of figuring out that if food prices go up, you have to cut back on something else. That would be unfair.
No more top shelf tequila for Kenny.
Right. You'll have to cut back on a $7 latte because ground beef is now more expensive than it used to be. that kind of thinking reflects the American experience, or what used to be the American experience. It's always been a good thing in the American experiment. It's always been a good thing to be on your own. That's a good thing. That was the path to freedom. Mm-hmm. That was the exercising of the freedom we've been blessed with living in this country. We're on our own. And GLers are smart enough to know what I mean. We're also together when we're sandbagging your property or cutting chainsawing a tree that fell down during a tornado and towing your car out of a snowdrift. Sure, that's not what I'm talking about. You're on your own to make your own decisions and to fulfill. Here's the other thing the mystery has sold. They've sold rights without the personal responsibility, half of it.
What do you mean?
We have rights, but the failed academy believes they exist without any personal responsibility to exercise them.
So it's just a free-for-all, rely on us. We'll provide.
In order to bring about, I'm going to write this down. Well, I did write it down. I'm going to type it up and put it on my bulletin board. In order to bring about a universal dependency on the state, you must disabuse people of their own notion of personal responsibility, because you're not smart enough to do it. Only the elite ruling political class can be those who determine what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, what you wear, where you move to, how you travel. You can see it all around us happening.
A wheelage tax is on your registration for your tabs right now?
We continue to drift away from electing ordinary, responsible Americans and are replacing them in legislative seats with people who want to bring about the universal dependency on the state. There's a great brief item, may I use it here to illustrate this point. Let's go North Dakota v. the U.S. North Dakota versus the U.S. Minnesota spends more than it collects and has been doing so. A similar trend is playing out in North Dakota. Yet North Dakota is going to prioritize spending cuts to fix the structural imbalance, setting itself further apart from the increasingly unsound fiscal policies taking hold in Minnesota. Another American experiment piece. Mainly due to falling revenues, the Peace Garden state, North Dakota, saw revenues exceed spending by $226 million in 2025. According to the data, revenues declined by 15% in 2025. But spending also went down, but not enough to offset revenue changes. Based on the legislative appropriations, the 2025-2027 biennium in North Dakota has an estimated gap of over $900 million. To tackle that, North Dakota's Governor Kelly Armstrong has stressed that the need to cut spending and match expenses with ongoing revenues. That's not what we do here. We raise taxes. Because how can you have a universal dependency on the state if we acknowledge your freedom, if we acknowledge that you need more of your own money to embrace the American experience? That defeats our goal, which is to prevent you from that. Our goal is to increase your dependency on the state.
Okay, but
Wait,
I do have a question when you're done.
I'm perfectly willing to have you ask that question. We have a balance problem in our state budget, the governor, Kelly Armstrong, said. The growing gap between our ongoing revenues and ongoing expenditures is a slow building storm, and we need to start correcting deficit spending in the general fund. Under the guidelines he has provided to the government agencies, the governor mentions no tax hikes. Instead, his plan relies on spending cuts. The guidelines call on agencies with general fund budgets of less than $10 million to prepare a hold-even budget. Agencies with budgets between $10 million and $20 million must identify base budget reductions of 3%, while agencies with budgets over $20 million must identify base budget reductions of 10%. In addition, agencies that fall within the hold even or 3% categories must submit an additional 3% reduction package as a contingency against potential revenue shortfalls due to volatile energy markets. That's America. That's what you're supposed to do. In Minnesota, where deficits are largely due to ever-rising expenditure, the rhetoric is different. In his supplemental budget, Governor Walz proposed raising taxes by over $500 million between 2026 and 2029, including new taxes. Walz's budget reduces spending on net by a mere $372 million. This is less than 6% of the 2026 to 29 deficit. Walz is not alone in calling for tax hikes. Members of the legislature have also introduced various bills to raise spending and taxes. One notable proposal is a wealth tax on Minnesotans with more than $10 million. To the extent that rhetoric reflects what ultimately gets done, Minnesotans need to be concerned about what doubling down on destructive tax hikes mean for the long-term budget sustainability and the state's competitiveness, especially as other states continue to cut taxes. I have said we are witnessing an administration, the Walz administration, ruining this state for the overall pleasures of enjoying the American experience. It's being ruined in this state.
Not the American dream, but the American experience.
That's right. Now you may ask your question.
Okay, my question has to do with the guys that International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the union guys, those guys that work their butt off, or any guy that worked at the Ford plant, when they go to Cloverleaf Bar and have their Miller Lite, they're talking politics. They cannot be for these new age people that are saying you don't have to be personally responsible for everything. Let the government take care of you. Why aren't they challenging these new people in office? And you can't tell me they don't care, because those guys care. They work their ass off, and then they go talk about it.
I can help you. What are they supposed to do when you say, why don't they challenge these people in office?
Well,
no one's held accountable for anything anymore.
What I'm saying is, whatever they're about, they're not about just give everybody a bunch of benefits and don't make them work for it.
I'd answer you in a different way.
How?
I think the not caring about what's happening is an affliction experienced by extremely wealthy people and blue-collar people. I think across the board, people have not awakened yet to what's happening. We're still enjoying enough of the American experience that we're just taking these tax hikes for granted. We're just going along. We're plodding along. But in this state, which is being ruined, we are destined for a rude and drastic wake-up call someday. We cannot sustain the kind of spending foolishness that Walz has brought about. It can't be sustained.
Joe, NFL draft was last night.
There you go.
Timberwolves are in the playoff. Wild are in the playoff. We have legal weed. Come on, man.
Yeah, and that's,
Dude.
but it's all, everybody has a wake-up date. We just haven't hit ours yet in this state.
And by that time, it'll be too late.
It will be. You're right. It
The
will
city
be.
council just legalized drug paraphernalia.
Well, pretty quick, we should be getting those bathhouses. So we're all right. Did your
Live
garage
sex on stage.
That's
Yeehaw.
Did your garage door make it through the winter? I hope it did. And if you like that garage door, but she's rattling and rumbling, and I'm a little worried about the sounds it's making. Book a Precision Door, $79 safe and sound package, and let the gang throw a 25-point safety inspection at that current door. If you if you need a new garage door, you're going to wipe that one out. That old one's got to go. Precision Door has models of doors for every budget. Increase the value of your home, save energy, provide better security. And right now, GLers can get up to a $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door when you purchase a new garage door from Precision Door. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule your free on-site new door estimate or book a safe and sound package with Precision Door.
The Earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Caddy!
Hi, guys. It's time to take care of that lawn of yours. Let's do it right now today before those weeds germinate. The perfect lawn, just a click away. Go to professionalturf.com, and when you're there signing up for the free the free estimate where they come out and walk your lawn, be sure to credit GL, okay? I just want to say that right off the bat. Now back to our regularly scheduled ad. The crabgrass, the dandelions, the broadleaf weeds, they're already working their evil spells. You'll be seeing them soon. ProTurf is going to come up with a plan that'll put a kibosh on all of that and give you the best lawn in the neighborhood. We're talking a combo platter of granular and liquid weed killer and fertilizer, environmentally safe and proven for results. Log on to professionalturf.com, register for that free in-person estimate, And you know what? Spend a little time there. What the heck? I mean, that website, when you get there, kick back, snoop around, check out everything. You'll see the photos of the treated lawns and the completed landscape projects. ProTurf, a top-notch rated company. They've been doing business the GL way in the Twin Cities since 1982. Exceptional lawn care, landscape, and irrigation service in the Twin Cities area. ProfessionalTurf.com.
Here is John Heidt.
Thank you, Joe. This news brought to you by North American Banking Company. First story here, I just had an update to, so I'm going to read you the update, which comes from Fox 9. 3 people initially arrested in connection with a deadly shooting near Southdale Mall the other day will be released today, while the suspected shooter remains in custody. That according to the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. In a statement released today, they said there's not enough evidence to charge the 3 people who were first arrested after the shooting that killed the victim, identified as John Stroud. The office said, we've been working closely with Edina Police on reviewing the evidence. Both our office and police are in agreement. There's not evidence at this time to support charges against the 3 individuals who were originally arrested. A 4th person arrested yesterday, identified by authorities as the suspected shooter, remains in custody. Prosecutors say the case involving the suspected shooter will be prioritized for review once it is formally submitted for possible charges. Man accused of spraying Representative Ilhan Omar with apple cider vinegar during a town hall meeting is now expected to plead guilty in his federal case. May 7th hearing is set for 55-year-old Anthony Kazmierczak after prosecutors said he attacked Omar during a Minneapolis town hall meeting in January. Federal prosecutors charged him with assaulting and interfering with a U.S. officer. Hennepin County prosecutors have also charged him with felony terroristic threats and 5th-degree assault. Prosecutors said that Kazmierczak charged that Omar squirted a brownish-orange liquid that was later identified as apple cider vinegar mixed with water. Once the federal case is finished, Hennepin County prosecutors are expected to pursue the state case against Kazmierczak. All the charges stem from the town hall confrontation. A vacant lot in the heart of one of St. Paul's busiest neighborhoods could soon give rise to apartments and new storefronts. Market-rate apartments and street-level retail would be part of a development at the corner of Snelling and University, proposed by Minnesota United co-owner Bill McGuire.
There's the answer to Midway.
I believe that is the northwest corner.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is the old CVS store.
Across the street from a bookstore that's been there 100 years.
Yep. Parcel was once the site of that CVS store that sat vacant for 4 years. Its demolition last month was a sign of new beginnings for the Hamlin Midway neighborhood, according to officials. That area has seen retailers leave in droves. In Kitty Corner from the former CVS site, construction is now underway also on the long-planned development at United Village surrounding Allianz Field, another project backed by McGuire. Star Tribune reporting the Port of Duluth Superior has received a $27 million federal grant to help build up the Duluth Lake Port Pier, a project that could revitalize a key part of the city's working waterfront. Duluth Seaway Port Authority Executive Director Kevin Beardsley said that grant represents a major investment in the port and the region's supply chain infrastructure and will create what he called a vibrant asset for the port, the surrounding region, and the nation as a whole. The Duluth Lake Port sits near Ascon Metals Recycling Facility and northwest of the Clure Terminal Expansion Pier. U.S. Department of Transportation grant, the largest ever for the Port Authority, is expected to be used for the reconstruction of 1,150 linear feet of dock wall, in addition of 7.5 acres of new laydown space and removal of out-of-use grain elevators and installation of utilities. In every morning, I read a bunch of newspapers, including my hometown paper, the Bismarck Tribune. This item caught my eye just for no other reason other than we'll be very juvenile about it and giggle a lot.
Another cutting of expenses in North Dakota?
No, This is a new food festival coming to the capital city.
Oh, boy.
The area I grew up in Bismarck.
Sure.
It'll be centered, the food festival, on hot dogs, brats, and sausages, and it's called Wienerfest.
Yeah.
How will the students be able to afford that, I wonder?
Wienerfest will be held Saturday, July 18th at the historic Bismarck Depot, which is a very nice area. It's an
Very historic.
old old train depot right in the middle of Bismarck.
Look what makes
Dakota.
it so historic.
So old.
The event,
How come John is talking, but you can't tell that he's talking?
the event will feature local and regional.
We're having
You can't hear
issues
me? Or?
again today.
No, you're fine.
fine.
But you have it. Your body's not moving.
Like
The-
I said
oh, I
earlier
see.
in the
It's super
program,
cool.
cameras, lights.
The event will feature.
Kenny, this is not a Hubbard issue. This is a John Heidt issue.
No, it's really not. I'm right now. My if you'd like to know my upload speed, it's 42. So
You'd
that
be a
should more
great
than-
ventriloquist.
God, is
The
it
event
is it
will-
1:30 yet?
The event will
128.
feature local and regional vendors competing for the title of North Dakota's best wiener, with attendees sampling food and voting for their favorite.
I think it sounds fun.
Well,
It does
organizers
sound
said,
festive.
it'll also include a dachshund meet and greet area. 'Cause,
Well, they're
of course,
wiener dogs.
They're wiener dogs,
Yeah, yeah, I
And
like
a hot
wiener
dog,
dogs.
a hot dog eating contest
Oh.
dubbed the Great Glizzly Gobble Off.
You've won those before, haven't you?
Twice, but I don't want to go back.
You soak them. You have to eat the bun too.
Oh,
right?
God.
Soak it in water.
Num, 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 num.
They'll have bands there too and other.
John, I have a serious question.
Yes, sir.
Are there different like categories of wieners? Because I don't want an old fashioned going up against a ballpark Frank. That's an unfair fight.
I like the
Which
skin
one do
on
you like?
wieners.
There's bun length versus regular jumbo division.
Yeah, see what I mean? I mean, we
Yeah.
got you can't run a street stalker against a late model.
That's
Correct.
a good point because I'm sure between the five of us here, we probably all like a different kind of wiener. if
I
you'll
sure
pardon the
do.
expression.
Yeah, I like the skin
I had-
on.
I do
Gobble,
not
gobble.
like the
this
skin.
morning. Nothing left but the skin it came in.
Yep.
I don't like the skin.
Looks
on
that
those.
way sometimes.
I'm gonna call it right now and take a little break here. I think, and we'll go right to Mr. Reavers. We'll let him follow that.
I think Reavers
There
went
you go,
home.
Reeves. Take it away, Reeves.
Reaver, it's all up to you now.
Quick Links Golf and QuickLinksGolf.com. It's real golf. That's right. And a local company based out of Chaska, Minnesota. It's a very cool company and a great showroom. And by the way, go online to QuickLinksGolf.com where you can book your free consultation. You can also go on that website and see all sorts of very cool past things that they have worked on for various people, whether it's a home project that you're looking at for a golf simulator, maybe it's at the office, maybe you're starting a restaurant, maybe you want to buy a gift for Joe and we can all show up at his house with a golf simulator. It's a really cool company and a really neat website too, by the way. So go to QuickLinksGolf.com, book your appointment, check out all of those past productions. And the beauty of them is they work with all different price points. So it doesn't matter what kind of project that you're looking to do, they'll be able to work with you. QuickLinksGolf.com, book that appointment online today, and please let them know that you heard about them here on the Garage Logic podcast. John?
In national and international news, the Department of Justice this morning dropped its criminal investigation of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, removing a major hurdle to President Donald Trump's nomination of Kevin Warsh to replace him. Janine Pirro, the top federal prosecutor in the District of Columbia, announced the decision to abandon the Powell probe on X. Pirro had said on Wednesday she was committed to continuing the probe, which had been crippled by a federal judge's ruling quashing subpoenas her office issued to the Federal Reserve related to a multi-billion-dollar renovation of its headquarters in Washington. Senator Tom Tillis, a North Carolina Republican, had put an effective hold on the Senate confirming Warsh until the criminal investigation of Powell was dropped.
A lot of people say wash when they mean wash.
Why do they say that?
You just stole my line. I just got done
WASD.
washing my hands.
I can't see the guy's name without going there.
I know. I got to wash my hands.
Yeah,
Wash 'em
I
up.
gotta wash clothes today. How about you? Yeah, it's terrible. U.S. Special Forces soldier involved in the military operation to capture Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has been charged with using classified information about the mission to win more than $400,000 in an online betting market, federal officials announced. Gannon Ken Van Dyke was part of the operation to capture Maduro in January, used his access to classified info to make money on the prediction market site Polymarket, according to the prosecutor's office. He's been charged by the Justice Department with unlawful use of confidential government information for personal gain, theft of non-public government information, commodities fraud, wire fraud, and making an unlawful monetary transaction. He could face multiple years in prison. The 38-year-old Van Dyke was involved in the planning and execution of the capture of Maduro for about a month beginning December 8, 2025, according to the prosecutor's office. Even though he signed non-disclosure agreements promising to not divulge any information related to the ops, prosecutors say the soldier used the info to make a series, of bets related to Maduro being put out of power.
Well, the guy made a simple mistake, Rook. It's only Trump, his children, and members of the Senate and Congress who are allowed to use inside information to get rich.
He just wasn't high up enough. Okay.
The war in Iran has impacted prices on a lot of petroleum-based goods, as we know, as the blockades by both U.S. and Iran prevent exports from moving through the Strait of Hormuz. Fertilizers are a problem, gasoline a problem, and now condom users will be paying higher prices because of this.
I'll be damned.
The CEO of Malaysia's Karks Bid, which supplies major U.S. brands, including Durex and Trojan, said the company plans to increase prices by 20 to 30% if disruptions in its supply chains continued. Carex CEO Goh Mian Kiat told Reuters that rising freight costs and shipping delays have depleted their condom stockpiles. He said the situation is definitely fragile. Prices are expensive. Carex is the world's top condom manufacturer, producing 5 billion condoms.
I wouldn't like to work in a condom factory.
I don't know. I just
boring.
hope if you're younger, with the younger generation, and you're listening to this, you're going to have to reuse those condoms, kiddos.
Wow. Bring your parent to work day at school.
What?
What's Dad doing?
I
He's
have
at
kids.
the factory.
Yeah, I make condoms.
Oh, my mind now.
And I know. I don't want you to say anything, really.
Keep that microphone away.
I'd turn it off.
Johnny, keep going.
Afghan refugees who once helped U.S. forces and have been stranded for years at a former U.S. military base in Qatar say they are being forced to choose between going back to Taliban-ruled Afghanistan, where they would be in danger, or resettling in a third world country in Africa that some don't know anything about. New York Times reported this week the Trump administration has been in talks with the Democratic Republic of Congo to send 1,100 Afghans to the Central African country. Camp officials deny any decision has been made, even as they have for months pushed Afghans to return to Afghanistan by offering free airfare and a stipend. Officials at the facility, Camp Az Salihah in Qatar, told residents on Wednesday no deal of any kind at this point has been finalized. Deaths from rectal cancer are rising rapidly among younger adults, an alarming trend according to scientists, and they say they can't figure out why it's happening. Mathili Menyan Pathial, lead author of a new study and a gastroenterology fellow at SUNY Upstate Medical University in Syracuse, said the rate of rectal cancer seems to be increasing more than 2 to 3 times compared to colon cancer. If that trend continues, rectal cancer deaths will exceed the number of colon cancer deaths by 2035.
What is it that Patrick would prefer? He would, was it a rectal exam?
Yeah.
Over something else? I forget what other.
Virtually
event.
anything else. Yeah.
We need to have a medical discussion when we get off the air. I'm confused about that last story, but I'm uncomfortable bringing it up
Copy.
in the waiting room here. We got to get to the doctor's
waiting
office.
room.
Okay. A diet packed with fruits. This is a different story now. A diet
Hey now.
A diet packed with fruits, vegetables, and whole grains is widely considered healthy and usually seen as a cornerstone of disease prevention. But some new research says there could be a problem here.
Sure, there is. Of course, there is.
The USC Norris Comprehensive Cancer Center suggests the relationship may be more complex, and the reason is pesticides.
Yeah, we had this the other day. When you can't eat a healthy diet, you might get lung cancer.
Oh, you did this one already?
Yeah.
I got to
That's all
start
right.
listening better, huh?
I think you should. Yeah.
Okay, we'll skip it then. But yeah, pesticides can cause
How about
issues
that?
with cancer. Yeah, okay. Stop it, Chris. You know what? I'm just going to go now and tell you about something else, okay?
I want you to, and then we're going to wrap it up.
I'm going to tell you about Aura Frames.
Oh, cool. I love these things. We got one.
You got one, I
Yeah.
know, and I got one, and they work wonderfully. And what they are, they're these picture frames. You see, you put your photos, you put your videos in. They work great. And now's a perfect time to get one because Mother's Day is less than 3 weeks away, and it can help you highlight all the great things moms do. Here at my household, Mom recently went with the kid to see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere in Las Vegas. They got some great pictures. All of those are already up on our Aura frame. So you can put the shine on a lot of stuff. Put the shine on. Does that make sense?
See, what it does, John, is there's a constant movement of the photos.
Yes, and the photo. See, the other thing that amazes me, Joe, is the picture. How crystal clear it is. Crystal clear. Aura Frames helps you save moments like that. Have them on display all the time at your house. You get unlimited storage of photos and videos. Share your photos and videos effortlessly by downloading the free Aura app and text photos right to the frame. This past Christmas, Aura Frames actually, their app reached #1 in the App Store. People love it, and it's really easy to use. Named #1 by Wirecutter, you can save on the gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with code GL. That's auraframes.com, code GL. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
know one thing I'm going to tell Pat.
Go ahead.
Pat,
Yes, Joe.
don't tell me anything about how these teams are going to do in the
Pox
playoffs.
on your house, Reusse.
Reusse, you got to control yourself.
We'd all make a fortune if we bet against you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. What was I going to point out to you? Some genius I had, but I can't remember what it was. Genius. Yes, I was. I did. I wrote the column about the Loons goalie.
Yeah.
Last 3 games, clean sheet. That's my new nickname, clean sheet.
I don't even know what
He
that
hasn't
means.
given- Shut up.
Also,
He
the
hasn't
name of
given up a
Kenny's
goal.
last colonoscopy.
Yeah. Clean sheet.
I put that on Twitter and said anyone who makes a smart aleck remark will be automatically blocked.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
You know, about the clean sheet as being.
That means the guy has had 3 shutouts?
Well, if you get in soccer, you don't get a shutout. You get a clean sheet.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, they have a lot of terminology.
Very precious. Very precious.
They got a lot of terminology that us Yankees don't know what
I
the
have
hell
a
they're
serious
talking about.
question, Patrick. So the Loons, that's a soccer team?
Yes.
That's Minnesota United FC, but the logo is a loon, so everyone calls them the Loons, even though it's
Kenny was asking for Bob Davis, Patrick.
Yeah.
okay.
Are we talking baseball or tennis?
Pat, I'm not worried about the
That
double.
was the Ryder Cup. That was the Ryder Cup. I talked about the Ryder Cup for 8 minutes, and he said, "Is that soccer?"
Pat, I'm not worried about the double overtime loss. I'm just not worried about it.
Well, when did you pack it in?
I made it through the entire first overtime.
Oh, wow, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Because what did it end, about 1:45, right?
Probably. Yeah.
I went to bed at 12:29. Oof. And it was over.
Well,
I should have stayed up because I didn't fall asleep.
You know what means nothing anymore with the modern athlete?
Home ice.
They don't care. They don't care. You know why? Because back in the old days, when they had to go to someplace and play, the travel, they had to get on a commercial airplane with a bunch of idiots and fly down there and, transportation. Now they go out to the airport and they're there an hour and a half later, So I don't think it means much. I was over at the skates today.
Yeah.
I found no panic among the fellas. And, they're just going about their business and only went about 45, 50 minutes. So
I don't know if Hughes will make it to June, though, if you play him 40 minutes a night. Holy mackerel.
He was being asked about that, and I had some good quotes about it. He says, some of these extraordinary athletes, and there are a few of them, just thrive on playing 35 minutes, he says.
Well, he must be one of them then.
Yeah, he is. When they're in trouble, they don't like taking him off the ice, do they? Man,
No.
alive. We've never seen anything like this.
What time did the Timberwolves finally tip it off last night?
About 8:45.
Yeah, right.
Because
But
I was
what a
watching the
beating.
draft.
I didn't see any of the Timberwolves game.
I switched over to the draft after Minnesota drafted their player, and then
I have a question.
Yes.
Why would anybody watch the draft?
I would not.
Why? You look at your phone and see who somebody I have a real good system that works. Every 12 minutes you look at your phone and see who the next team took, and you don't have to listen to all the horse crap that they're throwing out there with 12 ads between each pick. Why would anybody watch it?
Pat, do you know the number of people in Pittsburgh outdoors watching the draft, I presume, on a big screen TV or something? John, what was that number?
320,000.
320,000 people, Pat, outside watching the draft.
Yeah, for what purpose? What did we do that
To
for?
reinforce how stupid we are.
And you know what they did in Pittsburgh for 3 days? Canceled in-person school attendance.
No.
Yep.
No.
The governor,
Because
in
of the
fact,
draft?
In fact, I believe the governor even offered to sign a permission slip for kids.
For what?
to get you two
No,
going.
no, they didn't. They didn't have. They schools weren't open.
To
couldn't go if
reinforce
they
the
wanted
universal
to.
acceptance of the state.
In fact, if you're one of those parents who doesn't have a lot of dough and looks forward to getting the kids to school so you don't have to pay for a babysitter, you had to pay for a babysitter. You think the NFL is going to reimburse these people?
I'm really confused. What does school have to do with the draft?
Nothing.
It was just
Stay up.
Congestion in the city and stuff like that. They
God
didn't want
help
the
us.
buses to
God
clogging up
help
that.
us.
Wait till
We're
it comes
trying
here
to
in a
get
couple
it.
of years. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Wait till we get her.
We're trying to get it back, get it here. So
Pat, just like the NBA draft, when it's on in my home because the females in my home like to see what fashionable traits the gentlemen come out with when they're drafted.
Well, let's face it. All these drafts have gone to hell since the NBA wouldn't let the players bring their baby mamas with them. It all went to hell. I like the cute 18-year-old with the 4-year-old kid that was there with the player.
And usually mom too was there.
Yes. Mom.
Is that mom or grandma?
Not the mama. Mom was there.
Oh, mom was about 33 and
Yeah.
gorgeous too.
But in fact, Patrick, didn't we used to play the game on the ride with Reusse where we'd sit around going, they'd go to the house, right? So they'd show the star lineman or linebacker or whatever. Well, Pat would go, well, she ain't going to make it. Meaning the current girlfriend.
Yeah.
She's not going to last.
Wait till those options open up. Options.
Wait till he signs his contract.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be toast.
He's now got options.
Pat, the Twins cured the Mets.
Well, yeah, they hit a grand salami to tie it, and then this Morris, who whenever Morris comes in and it isn't important, he pitches good, but then as soon as it becomes important, he loses the game. That's twice he's done that now. Yeah. So
all the boys are in Tampa. Are they playing at a temporary stadium in
no,
Tampa?
they got the
back.
dome back up, and actually the dome is better than it's ever been. They spent quite a bit of money fixing it up. They must have got an insurance settlement or something, but they still got the thing up. The walkways upstairs where if you hit it too high, it stays up there or hit somebody in the head. They still have that stuff, but it's supposedly better than the dump that it was before.
In fact,
Go ahead, Pat. The time I was there, like 5 years ago, when I was hanging out down there trying to make an excuse for being there in January, and I went up to Tampa to do something on their hockey. That was the year they had their great hockey juggernaut, and then I went over there for a workout. They were having an off-season workout with a flea market in left field with 92-year-olds walking all over the place, and they're trying to take batting practice in a flea market.
When the Lightning debuted, didn't they play in that dump dome?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Yeah, for several years. Yeah, they did. That's when Louis' neighbor, Phil Esposito, was running the team.
That's right. Pat, we got to run.
Oh, hell yes.
Look at this.
It looks like a golf day to
It's
me.
a very nice day out. Goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
See you later. Go on. Get out of here. Take a break. Do your ads.
I will do my ad. I want to talk to you, garage logicians, about something very serious and something that you should plan ahead for. If you've got summer travel plans and you have a canine, well, you need to check in with the team at American Boarding Kennel. To them, taking care of dogs isn't just a job, it is their passion. I will tell you that Catherine's got over 4 decades of experience. The whole staff, it's not a side hustle for them. Pets are their priority. Every dog treated like family, respect, patience, and genuine care. Veterinarians recommend them. Pet owners who don't compromise, they just keep coming back to American Boarding Kennel. Go online to AmericanBoardingKennel.com. They have one of the highest caregiver-to-pet ratios in the industry. That means they have very capable staff caring for your pet. New to boarding, American Boarding Kennel offers a complimentary day visit so your dog can get comfortable with their place before you stay there. So, again, traveling this summer, whether it's a long trip or just a weekend getaway, get in touch with American Boarding Kennel. Ask about options for taking care of your dog while you're gone. conveniently located in Burnsville, Highway 13 east of 35W. Phone number for old schoolers, 952-894-5100. Book online at AmericanBoardingKennel.com. Tell them the Rook sent you from the Garage Logic podcast, American Boarding Kennel, where caring for your dog is an honor. Ooh.
Finally, thank God today is Friday. TGTI Friday. It's the scramble!
You damn right it is, and it's brought to us by our friends at Harmony Spirits down there in Harmony, Minnesota. I made a stop Saturday in Harmony, Minnesota to check out the fellas, see how everybody's doing. And it was a beautiful day, a little cool, but that tasting room was wide open, baby. And I bought a couple of things. Young Gabriel got the 4-pack sampler because he helped me out while I was on spring break. Have we sampled anything yet, Gabe?
Let's just say it is not going to make it to the scramble on Friday, which is today.
Nice. So that's the thing. Go to the tasting room. They make these really cool 4-packs of pre-made cocktails, and they're all wonderful. I did the blackberry lemonade. That's a
Phenomenal.
dangerous combination. That one you have while you're at home, comfortable. But that's the thing. They make a wonderful quality product right here in the great state of Minnesota, from grain to glass. Harmony Spirits is Minnesota made, and it's the best spirits going right now. So go into that tasting room. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and stop in. It's a great spot in Harmony, Minnesota. But what you can also do is you can continue to go into your local liquor store and continue to ask for the Harmony brand by name. That is truly how they're going to continue to grow their brand. And it's a wonderful family-run operation. Larry, Damon, the entire crew gets you all choked up when you're thinking about Harmony Spirits.
I'm just looking at it with memories.
Yep. And let them know, I guess, you heard about him on the Garage Logic
he'll
podcast.
be all right. He'll be all right.
Okay.
Only because they come to us. Where are we?
Already? Wow. This show flew by.
Go. We departed Moria Island in the French Polynesia. We're cruising northeastward in the South Pacific Ocean.
Rook had questions about that area.
Yeah, what's the deal?
This is the Traveling Lyman's, worldwidewaftage.com. It was on this day.
Joe, today is April 24th.
Well, on this day in 1846, this seems to come up every year, Seth Eastman became commander of Fort Snelling for the third time.
Was there term limits on that, or did he just automatically
On
get
this
in?
day,
April 14th.
in 1914, in a scene reminiscent of a biblical plague, thousands of frogs overran Melrose. The Melrose Beacon explained the frogs' annual migratory pattern ran right through town.
I like when frogs overtake stuff. That's, you really got to... I never thought frogs would be that advanced.
It was on this day.
April 24th.
It was on this day in 1956. The first baseball game was played at Metropolitan Stadium. Isn't that a charming thought? The Wichita Braves beat the Millers, the Minneapolis Millers, 5-3. On this day in sports disappointment history.
April 24th.
It also notes that first game. On this day in 1975, the Saints got their equipment confiscated over a 3-year-old bus bill.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Saints didn't pay their
Is
transportation.
that when Wayne Belisle had to run with a bag of money?
It might have been.
That's right out of Slapstick.
It really is. On
Slapshot.
this day,
Shot, yeah.
April 24th.
in 1976, the Kicks had their first game. That was soccer.
We like to party at the Kicks games, right?
Alan Merrick and Ace Nesselenge.
And continuing the trend, it was on this day
April 24th.
in 2016. The Wild lost to Dallas 4-2 in the first round.
Hey, let's not dwell.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay.
All I'm telling you is I'm not worried.
Patrick should have said, this one's over, Dallas is going to win. And that would have
That we'd be
ensured
all right.
the Wild were going to come back.
Thank you, GLers.
Yes. Thank you very much. Do us a favor if you have not done so already and hit the subscribe button on the Garage Logic YouTube channel where you can watch the show each and every single day starting right around noon. You can also see full segments, video shorts, there's behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And you can also sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox each and every single day. And it also includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today online at garagelogic.com.